Hi, Kathy Hatrick-Anderson here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. What you're going to see here is me training horses off-farm, working with horses and their owners that I've never met before. So a lot of times I'm working with problem horses. They won't get on the trailer, they're aggressive, turn their butts to their owners, hard to catch, and a lot of times I have to come up here. And then I make it come down here and it's nice and pretty. The reason I have to start up here is because I don't want to get hurt, and many times horses have been lied to by their owners. They'll ask them to move and then don't insist. The horse might turn their rear end to them, and so I have to come off a little strong to begin with to keep myself safe. So I'm just pretty much speaking the horse's language, posturing. I might throw a kick at them, simulate a bite. Even if they're not aggressive, I just want them to know that I know how to communicate with them. Imagine if you went to a foreign country and you didn't understand the language. People are talking to you, you're trying to talk to them, and there's no communication. Pretty soon you'd get frustrated, angry, and you just stop trying to communicate because nobody's listening to you, nobody's understanding you. So imagine a good analogy that I like to give my clients is a bunny rabbit. If you've seen a bunny rabbit out in the field and then all of a sudden that bunny rabbit took off and chased a predator, chased a coyote, you'd call somebody. You'd say, oh my God, that predator just ran after the coyote, and the coyote turned tail and ran away. So a lot of times you'll see horses moving people's feet, and that's not natural. In the horse-human relationship, a horse should never move a human's feet. We don't yield to them. So if you have an aggressive animal and you yield to them, that's telling him he's the boss. Even if your animal's not aggressive, he might be a sweetheart, but if you yield to his feet, then he can't trust you to keep him safe. Okay? So, habla español, ¿quieres algo para comer? ¿Quieres papas fritas, carnitas? ¿Quieres algo para tomar? Jugo de naranja, cerveza? It's too early for that. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm just trying to make a point. If I mutilated that language, I apologize. I learned a little bit in Southern California. But my point is, I wouldn't try to teach you in a foreign language. When I'm working with my clients, I'm speaking their language. I'm showing them, I'm demonstrating. A lot of times they still don't get it, and that's why I speak the horse's language at first. So some people get offended by that. The horses never do. When they throw a kick at another horse, hide's missing, hair's missing, and sometimes a lot worse. So I'm no match for them. They outweigh me at 1,000 pounds by at least 10 pounds. So that's why I do what I do to keep safe. I don't have days or weeks or months to bond with them. Sometimes people say, oh, you should take your time and bond with them. People are at their wits' end when they call me to travel out to their farm. So they need results. They need results right away, tangible results. And they need tools that they can put into practice and work with their animal, because many times it's, I can't keep them anymore, I'm going to get kicked out of my barn. Sometimes in extreme cases the horse is going to be put down if I don't fix it. So I'm not ashamed of what I'm doing. It's not, videos aren't edited like some other trainers will edit and show the good parts, or this is what you do if your horse won't do this. I'm actually working with horses on the spot, and when you see them on my channel, you know, it's already happened. I sometimes don't know what's going to happen, okay? And so that's why I do what I do. I thank you for watching. If you came to my channel to pick up a tip or two, if you don't like it, there's plenty other channels that you can go visit. And if you're a viewer, a new one or old one, I appreciate your viewership, and come back often, and happy trails. And you can throw that rope over her neck. And push her front end toward the post. Yep. There you go. Get the whip back on her with her rubber. Easy, easy. Good. And then exhale, cock a leg, just relax. So it took a while to get her in here even. She wanted to run backwards and pull away, and now she's doing good. So we, and pause in between, yep. Very good. To self-loading practice. So as soon as her butt reaches that blue post, you're going to let go of the rope and flip the whip upside down.
Step.
Block her head.
Step. Step.
Flip the whip. Good job. Good job. So we'll let her rest in here. Good to have goodies in a hay bag or in a little bucket so she comes in with her head above the breast bar and doesn't hit. Let her smell. That's try. Anytime if her head's not pointed to the lesson, then I'd bump her head to the lesson. Good girl. Good girl. And here I'm actually going to back her up. Back. Good girl. Head to the lesson. Steady pressure step. So I'm going to hold steady pressure. If she pulls on me hard, I'm going to pull back on her. So I maintain it and release. Step and release. Good girl. Step, release. That's a good girl. Very light in the trailer, light pull. We can't pull hard in the trailer. We don't want her to hit her head. So I'm not going to pull harder than that. Taking a poop. I can pick up my whip, but I'm not going to do that yet. So I'm going to follow the lead rope back, like we practice, and push on her this way. So she can't hang on that halter. Say no more hanging on the halter. So I can come off to the side, to pull her off balance, and then she gets a reward of a release of pressure. Good girl. Good girl. Light pressure on her face. When she's out, I can pull hard, but I'm not going to pull hard right here. Good. Yes, she's good. Yes, she's good. She volunteered those steps right there. That's nice. Step. Light pressure on her face. If I can't pull harder than that, I'll wait like 30 seconds and then I'm going to run her back off the trailer. And then next time I'll use the whip. So I want to maintain that pressure. Horses don't like doing the ramp. They'd rather be in a solid. Good, release. So I'm just not going to let her hang on this halter. So I maintain the pressure, come off to the side. That gets her a release and a pet. Let her smell anytime she wants to smell. Step. Light pressure on her face. This time I'm going to add the whip, but I'm not going to let go of this. So I'm going to add it to her with her first. Good. She came forward before I got there. I want to rub her first. Rub her before I tap. Good. Good girl. Let her smell. Now I'm going to tell her step, light face, heavy on the whip. So I'm not pulling hard on her face. I'm going to get harder with the whip. Harder with the whip and rub. Good. And now I'm going to exhale. Good. And she's nervous. Okay, I'm going to let her back up. See, she backed up and I didn't want her to, but I act like I did, but I'm going to send her right back on. So again, pretty soon they get sick of having to negotiate this ramp. When she goes out, I'm going to let her settle. I don't want her checking her braid out, but when she went out to the side, I whip her. I'm not whipping her in the trailer, but that's where she goes to get relief. Pointing her head to the lesson. She can't look behind her. She has to look at the lesson, pay attention. I'm going to rub her on the wither first. Good. Step. Very light face. Very light pressure on the face. And rub. And settle. You got to face the lesson, which is a trick. A good girl. So I'm going to back her up. Because you see she gets stressed, and when I add the whip, she gets more stressed. But we worked with the whip over at the simulator and got her quiet with it. So it's just extra pressure, but she, I'm sure, weighs 1,000 pounds, and we can't let her drag us. Good girl. That's the way. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Now I'm going to tell her step. That's right. That's right. Good girl. Step. Light on her face. Good. I'm going to back her before she wants off. Back. Even though she's not all the way on. And I don't want her dragging me here. Step. Add the whip. Release her face. Good girl. Step. And rub. Bump her. Bump her when she's trying to use her strength against me. Good. Bump her face to the lesson. Let her settle. Step. Good girl. That's right. That's the way. Now I'm going to ask her to back, because I didn't ask her at this point. At this point, I'm not going to go. I didn't ask her to go up there either. At this point, I'm not going to make her stay on. As we get going, I will. So I'm going to back her up. And I'm going to put the whip down right here. Light, unless she stalls out, then I'll hold. Steady pressure. Now let's see if I can do it without the whip. So I'm going to use the whip, good, to get her away from the side of the trailer. Good girl. Good girl. Step. Well, you did that to yourself. And I don't hold them hard there, but release. Good girl. Step. I'm going to follow this one. I was going to follow it back and push her back. Good girl. I just like to go back and forth between the whip because a lot of them check out with the whip and I want her to use her noggin. Good girl. That's right. That's right. And we start with it open. We'll close it as we go. Step. So I let the rope slide out of my hand a little bit. And at this juncture, a lot of them back up because their head gets pulled. So I make sure to have the line very loose when I go under there in a straight line from my hand to her head, instead of a downward pull. So I want to have a straight line. Step. Just maintain the pressure. So if she goes back, I'm going to let this slide out of my hand, but I'm not going to let go of this pressure until she comes up or starts backing off, and then it will drift out of my hand. Step. Because I really don't want to pull harder than that. So I'm going to back her off, or at least a step. Release. Dip under. One hand up, one hand down. Put one hand up so you don't lose her, yeah, and the other underneath and down, yep. There you go. Now steady pressure. Just Just light pressure to get her to come in. Step.
Step. Step.
Just hold and wait.
Step.
Don't say step anymore, that's fine, just hold and wait. You can hold a little harder, but not too hard. But if she starts backing up, you're going to let that drag out of your hand a little bit. So remember, I pushed her back when she refused, but you don't want to give her a release in the meantime. You know what I mean? You want to follow that pressure down the line, and don't let go of this either, because you got to go under if she pulls back. There you go, good. So how long did that take you? At the trailer.
Well, the both of us.
Right.
Probably 5, 10, I don't know. I wasn't timing it.
But you, because of the work we put in, right? Because we've worked for over an hour and a half maybe on groundwork. Release when she's coming forward, yeah. But I'm just saying she loaded up in less than a couple minutes for you because of all the work.
Well, it's all that groundwork.
Exactly.
Maybe I shouldn't be here, but...
Exactly, that's my point.
Step.
Just maintain it. Now remember how I, at the simulator, followed that lead rope down without giving her a release? And you're just going to push her back off unless she changes her mind. So just lightly though, push backwards on the lead rope toward her chest. Push. Now ask her to come forward. Step. And then one hand up and light pressure. Very nice, very nice. Step.
Step.
And then also you can, good. Now, alright, we closed the partition. She loaded right up for me. I was surprised because she wasn't all the way solved.
Step.
You can put pressure in her halter over to the right, so her chest, yeah. But they know you want them to go in here, and they just, oh, go the other side. So you can have your whip, maintain pressure. Do a rubbing motion first. Good. Light on the face. Light on the face. So very light pressure on the face. Bump her head to the lesson. So get it on her wither, yep. There you go. Good job. Good. So I'm gonna put her butt over here a little bit. Settle. Alright, look where I want her to go. Good girl. Good girl. Step. Good girl. Step. Upside down. Good girl. And I'll get her if she backs out. Good girl. So I'm going to tap her. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So I tapped her. So now tell her to back, and then I'll catch her by the rope.
Back.
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 Back. Back.
Because I don't want to. Just leave her on there. Okay. Alright, I got her. upside down with the whip. Good job.
Good girl.
Well, the thing is, she don't start crooked. She just gets herself crooked right away because she really doesn't want to. She really doesn't want to go in, but you did good. They went for a ride, took her up to her mare friend that she loves. Whoa! I can relate because my butt does that all the time.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's good. Good girl. That's nice. That's nice. You did a nice job.
Yeah, so did you, huh? So just tell her to back, and then, or you can hold that tension, and then make her come right back in. So just hold that tension, tell her come right back in.
Step. Step.
And you can just maintain it. Now pick up your whip. Give her a chance, settle.
Settle down.
Yep, block her head. And then if she don't go right in, you can move her ass the other way.
I just wanna.
Her bum, yep. There. Now get set up again. Yeah, there you go. Good.
Can I go like that? Or I'd rather, yeah, alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Step.
Turn the whip upside down. Good job.
Good girl. Good girl.
Awesome.
Good girl.